Greetings, fellow cruisers. This is Jeff from Enjoy Life Traveling. Today is day 3 on Utopia of the Seas, and just want to give you a rundown of what happened on the day. This is our port stop in Labadee. This was the change that was made that was supposed to be on the original itinerary. We were going to be doing Coco Cay and Nassau, and they said due to weather, they were going to take us just to Labadee and skip the other 2 stops. Well, personally, I don't care one way or the other. I'm here to enjoy the cruise and try to get some footage and such for what I'm doing here with the channel. But it started out overcast. Some people got off the ship, not a lot. It was not great out. Weather was okay to start. Very cloudy, dark, and people were out there, and the clouds started rolling in dark. I mean, real dark. And sure enough, it starts pouring down rain. The captain decides that he is going to let no more people off the ship, and they start corralling people onto the ship, because apparently the weather was not going to do anything better than that, and the wind was picking up and that kind of thing. So that happened. People got on not a lot of people got off, and so when I was there, I had a late start. Wasn't necessarily feeling 100% to start the day, but the inside was busy. A lot of people didn't get off. Going into the Windjammer for lunch, that was packed beyond belief. And then trying to do anything else, the pools, just walking through that area was absolutely packed. Anything inside was packed because people they weren't getting off the ship. Some of that was because of weather, and they didn't necessarily like the change, and some of that change was because of some of the civil unrest that had happened several months ago, and even though it really shouldn't have any effect, and certainly didn't have any effect on anything, there was a lot of trepidation about trying to get off the ship. So it was an interesting day, to say the least. Now, me being a solar cruiser, I started off my day in the Windjammer for lunch. I didn't even do breakfast. And I got my food, but I have to get my food first because I can't get a seat, because as soon as I get up to get my food, I'm gonna lose my seat. So I get my food, and that is the carver's station there, and I had the roast beef there, and they just cut it right off there in slices. And I had some mashed potatoes, and before I get to that, there was kind of a funny story that happened with it. I mean, this thing is pre-cooked, it's huge. And they just cut it in slices off there, and the person in front of me, a lady, walks up and says, that's too rare, give me a well done piece. And the guy's like, and he just cuts another piece, and he's like, pointing here, cuts another one there, and I'll take that one. I mean, you're cutting into this piece of meat, and the farther you cut into it, the rarer it is. So I don't know, I guess the crusted edge part, that gets a little darker, did something for it, but just a strange request, because it's made to cook in kind of a medium rare form, and to try to request a well done piece of one piece of meat, I don't know what to do. So luckily I was behind there, and I could just kind of, have that face go in my head and went, okay. And the guy was very professional. I give him a lot of credit there. He just kind of tried to point in that one. Anyway, got my food, went to the table. There was one of those long tables where a whole bunch of people can sit down. It was busy, but I found a spot, finished it, and I decided I wanted a scoop of ice cream, and the scoop of ice cream was about 20 feet over. So I get up, because there's nobody in line. I walk over there, grab a bowl, ask for my ice cream. I turn around, and my seat's gone. The plates I had were picked up. Somebody else was there. I was like, are you kidding me? And there's even more people in there. There's no place to sit. That's one of the fun things about being a solo cruiser, is you can't so much as pee without losing your seat. It is what it is. Anyway, I just stood at the window and ate my ice cream, and found where they had the dishes and gave it to them there, because there wasn't a place to leave it since I was standing. So the fun parts of being a solo cruiser. So after lunch, I decided I wanted to get a cocktail, and since it was raining and I was trying to find a spot, I went to Tropic Like It's Hot, and that's a place in the promenade there towards the end, and it's a tropical themed tiki kind of a bar, and had a couple drinks there. They were really, really good. I mean, they did an excellent job. I sat at the bar by myself, and they were very responsive, and I could tell that they were doing a great job of taking care of everybody. The drinks were outstanding. Behind me, outside in the promenade, they had a parade, which if you've been on one of these cruises, that's pretty par for the course for this type of a ship. And they had the parade, and it was based on the effectors. I brought that up in the last episode on the ship, that was, or maybe it was one beforehand, that was supposed to be the theme, and sure enough it was. So their main show is not the effectors. That's on Wonder and I think Odyssey are the two, the effectors 1 and 2. And on this one here, they didn't have that. They had the parade with the effectors, characters and decorations and all going around their version of the floats and such like that. So great for kids. I was almost kind of over my shoulder kind of a thing. I didn't like dig into it, but I could see the different things going around, and it looked like a really well done production, and I think the kids really enjoyed it. Again, it wasn't something that I was necessarily interested in, but I think it's a great use of their characters and a way to bring them out and keep that storyline going. So kudos to you guys. Really, after that, I was kind of taking it easy because much like yesterday, I was not feeling 100%, but like I said, I felt like having a cocktail or two. Really, other than some relaxing, I ended up going to dinner at 5, and I love day 3 dinner here because I love shrimp. And the shrimp, I have the shrimp cocktail, and then I had the tiger shrimp, and then dessert. And I ordered it, and the guy said, and I think he's just feeling sorry for me, because I've been basically sitting at this table by myself. It's not that big a deal to me, but it was bothering them that I didn't have somebody to talk to. And I was absolutely fine where I was at for dinner. I was actually just hoping to keep the stuff coming so I could go and do something else. But I like the food. So anyway, he offers me a free filet mignon, which that's one of the items that they have. That's an extra charge of like $16.99. He says, in addition to your shrimp, sir, we've talked about it, him and the head waiter, he would like to offer me a free filet mignon to go with my shrimp. Would you like that? Yes, I would like that. So, and it came out, they brought the shrimp first, and they brought the filet mignon, and it was excellent. It was cooked perfectly. It was, for me, it's medium rare, and it was seasoned right, and it tasted excellent. And I definitely appreciated them doing that for me. It wasn't something they had to do. It wasn't going to affect their ratings. If you've heard me talk about this in the past, when it comes to what these guys do, unless they really, really falter, I'm going to give them 10s. I know how hard they work. I know the ridiculously long hours that they work. So yeah, when I do my ratings at the end of the cruise, when it comes to these guys, I know that Royal only accepts a 10. Everything a 9 on down is a fail for them. And while I appreciate that on one end, knowing that these people get their raises and everything else based on those ratings, unless it's really horrendous, that's what I do. That's what I prefer to do. So anyway, that's how that went. And I would say that if there was a flaw in how they did things, the person, again, and I brought this up in the last video, is the assistant waiter. Nice young man, he really is, but I'm not sure why, but everybody else seemed to be keeping up with the drinks. I wasn't really necessarily hurting for a drink, but I was usually asking somebody else to fill the cup, whether it be the waiter, the head waiter. They were watching, and kudos to them again, because had they not, I probably wouldn't have had as good of experience, because I do like to have my drink with me. And I say my drink, I was just drinking water. That's all I had the whole time was water. I didn't order any cocktails, other than I think coffee one night, which again, that was kind of a struggle there, where that wasn't getting even asked about the coffee. And again, I'm not a complainer. I don't care. It doesn't affect the ratings for me. It was just more of an opportunity on their end that they can improve upon. But I love the main dining room. I think they do a great job, and it was a good experience for me. So after that, my time was planned originally going to be in the casino, but I really wasn't feeling 100%, and this day I ended up basically taking off, so to speak, from any time in the casino as far in playing and such. I just found a place to sit. I took a nap and then tried to go back out, and I just wasn't feeling it. And so for me, this was probably not the best day for me overall. I mean, it was great in some regards, but I just wasn't 100%, and I'm just now really getting to the point where I was like, all right, I got to get up and film this thing, and so get over it and get out here and do something. So anyway, that's how the day went. It was not too bad, not the best, but enough to where I was able to get up and be able to shoot some video and get the word out there of what's going on Utopia, because overall it's a really good ship, and I would still recommend doing it depending on what you're after. I don't know as far as how the kids are doing. There's plenty of kids on it, and this is a Halloween one, and tomorrow is Halloween, so you should be getting a little bit more feedback as far as how Halloween goes on a cruise ship, and I look forward to bringing that to you. So I realize this wasn't the most informative video, because again, I wasn't really feeling 100% for most of the day, but I got some meds in me now, and glad I was able to take the time to get this out to you, and you have a wonderful day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.